Hey everyone, here is a quick video on how I made this snowy mountain scene. This was my first attempt at it, and I'm going to let you know what went right and what went wrong with it. So first off, I mixed some resin with black chalk paint, and I used art resin for the first 2 pours of this because art resin cures within a day. You can take it out of the mold, whereas the deep pour I'm going to show you takes quite a few days. So I used my heat gun as normal, pop all the bubbles, and 24 hours later I took those out of the mold. And I was already so excited for how this was turning out, and then I took some white chalk paint and very lightly kind of brushed the paint on. Again, I always say this, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of going with it. I didn't want to cover it too much just to try and make it look as realistic as possible, and I kind of just tried to use very little paint. And then I cleaned my cube mold using some tape to pick up any dust or stuff that was stuck in it. And I added a bit of blue just because that's where I wanted the water to be. This wasn't a super necessary step, but I didn't know if it was going to need some blue behind it. Next, after that, I mixed this gorgeous teal powder pigment with some more art resin because I'm about to make the ocean, and I have to do the ocean and the rest of the scenery in different pours. That way the blue stays as its own and doesn't mix with the entire rest of the deep pour, if that makes sense. And I am so sorry, I'm terrible at keeping myself in frame and making sure you guys can see, because when I'm deep in the moment, I kind of forget that I'm filming. But you can see here, I'm just kind of using this stick to push the blue down, that way it looks like a waterfall. And now I'm gonna let that layer cure for 24 hours. This is the resin we're gonna be using for the rest of the scenery to fill the cube. And this is a 2-to-1 ratio mixture actually, which was my first time working with this. So it's 2 parts resin to 1 part hardener, and I just poured that in. This resin is specifically meant for deep pours, so that's why it is almost like a water consistency and it's super clear. So 4 days later, I was able to take it out of the mold. The suspense was killing me. So overall, this took about a week to make because it took 2 pours of the art resin and 1 deep pour that took 4 days to cure. I'm just lightly sanding the top, and here are the final results. I think it looks so cute. I'm a little upset with those unwanted bubbles, so next time I'll just make sure I'm really watching it as it cures to make sure I'm popping those. But some people on my Instagram said that they thought the bubbles were intentional because it was like an underwater scene, so I'll go with that take on it. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Let me know what other sceneries I should try doing. I'm kind of thinking of doing a volcano scene with these. But thank you again for being here with me today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.